Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Friday stream. And because it's Friday, as always, we try and bring something brand spanking new out. So yes, it does look like a standard M4, but this is brand new with us. We've had it maybe a day, and we've had a little test and a play, so we're here to show it off as much as possible. So if you do have any questions about the new Golden Eagle gas blowback AR, by all means drop it down below and we will try and get that information to you as quickly as possible. So we will go through this, we'll see its pros and cons, and we'll definitely see why you're going to probably want to add one of these to the armoury. As always, the thread on the front is a 40mm counterclockwise. Way back when in the past, gas blowbacks used to be a predominantly clockwise threads, made them very, very hard to add any accessories to. Golden Eagle have stuck with the current now standard, so it is a 14mm counterclockwise thread. So all your attachments, tracer units, everything like that will just drop straight on the front. And with the barrel being such a close match to the rail, I think it will make a very good fitting as well, having a Spitfire or something on the front of here. Coming back, we have the standard sort of Mark 18 quad style rail with the bolt style fitting at the back. This gives you plenty of space for any of your accessories, pec boxes onto the top, torches on the side, grips on the bottom, etc. Just you've got all the real estate you need. You don't need to add any extra little bits of rail or anything like that, or get proprietary style mounts. You can just drop anything you want on there. Very easy to get grips, parts. Even a 40mm will go on here. Reaper, one of our regulars. That's very nice. Is she heavy? For a gas blowback, no, not really. So as she sits now, so we know BB's in there, so obviously the mag is going to add a lot of weight compared to an AEG. These are coming in at just over sort of 2.3 kilos-ish, plus or minus a little bit. But obviously the magazine, with it being a gas blowback magazine, it does add a chunk of weight to it. But counter to that, without it having a full gearbox, you do have a bolt, fire mechanism and everything in here, but actually normally the internals of a gas blowback are normally quite a lot lighter than a gearbox, and all the gears and everything that has to go inside a standard AEG. So as an overall platform, she is quite light for a GBB platform, but the mags are quite heavy in themselves because they are an older style design. So as I was saying, you've got that Mark 18 style rail, so again there are a lot of builds that people try and go for, so this again is a very, very good platform for one of them. Coming back, we do have a full metal receiver, and we'll go over the controls as well, because they are I think fully ambidextrous apart from the charging handle and the bolt release. So we do have a mag release on the right hand side there, and we have a matching one on the left. Fire control, as you can see, it will not go into safe. Gas blowbacks, they are very, very similar to the real steel counterparts. You cannot put one of these in safe unless it is charged and ready to go. It's quite an easy way to see whether or not it is safe to pick up and handle in a correct manner. You will notice something slightly different. This little bar here, these are called anti-walk bars. So with it being a gas blowback, the pins that are normally in the receiver on AEGs and things like that are just for show. On an AEG and on real steel variants, they are actually moving bars and moving pins. So every time you pull that trigger, that bar is going to rotate slightly, and over a long period of time, they can walk left or right and work their way out of the body. These are called anti-walk bars, and they completely stop that. So it is a very, very good feature and not very common to find on gas blowbacks. Kevin on YouTube, what's the FPS, please? So out the box, I think we did it with Ultra Air, just standard ASG Ultra Air, using 0.2 gram BBs. It's coming out at about 300 FPS. Again, it is gas blowback. You have many, many choices when it comes to actual green gas itself. Obviously, all the new VOS gases are out. You've got the V6, the V8, and the V12. That is going to change your FPS rating and temperature as well. So in our test area, it is about sort of ambient room temperature, and then using the Ultra Air, it gives you a vague idea, but you won't be able to kind of work out exactly what other gas to do. We did do a gas video some time ago. It is available on the YouTube, showing the differences between gas. So if you were going to change the gas, you'd be able to give a rough idea of how much extra or how much less FPS you are going to get. So again, coming to the magazine itself, dropping it out, it is a heavy beast, but again, where it's usually a positive when it comes to these things. So slightly different. You will notice the top is different. It is similar to the older sort of GMP WOC style magazines from days past. Very, very reliable. They are really, really cool, and obviously the big feed lips give a lot of reliability for these things feeding BBs into the chamber as well. Standard pin at the back, but normally gas blowbacks nowadays have the fill valve in the bottom. This is on the back of the magazine. Again, pros and cons for that. It is very easy to fill, and you don't have the problem of if you are quite a prone player, you're running through bushes, getting low, trench systems, everything like that, and you're prone a lot. You don't want mud and dirt hitting the bottom. So having it on the back, it is a bit of a bonus. So coming back to the controls again, the charging handle is the only bit that's not fully ambidextrous. The actual unlock is on the left-hand side. There is another variant of this that has an M-lock rail and a butterfly-style charging handle, so that is obviously fully ambidextrous. Coming back to the stock, so we have the standard crane-style stock. Again, this is just to keep it in budget. They could throw anything you want on this. Paul Eastwood. Will it take black gas? Yes, absolutely this will take black gas. On ultra rare, this was running about 300 FPS, so throwing black gas in this, you'd probably expect maybe 320, 325, maybe pushing a bit more. The only thing I would be very, very wary about with black gas and trying to throw the heaviest or most powerful gas that you can get into this thing is you are going to cause excess wear. So because that bolt is going to throw back a lot faster, reset faster, and just get punished a lot more, you are going to add weak links to the chain. Again, 300 to 330 FPS, you're going to have a really good time with it. The reset's really nice, the trigger pull's really nice, the trigger reset's really nice, and the actual blowback itself is very, very impressive, to say the least. Luke, what is it like compared to the Tokyo Marui M4 GBBR? It is, to be honest, a completely different system. The Marui one is a beast in itself. It's got the Z system. It's got a different bolt in there. It's got completely different firing mechanisms and a magazine. So comparing this to the TM, it's like comparing an M4 to an LMG or just a different type of AEG. It is powered by the same thing, but it is a completely different beast. I will say the recoil on this is probably stronger felt, but I will say that the TM is probably more efficient shot for gas wise. Similar in a sense that like the KWA to the TM, it's a harder hitter. It's louder, it's a bit more brutish, whereas the TM is there for the efficiency side of it, trying to get as many shots out of it. But if you want realism and immersion, this is a really, really good option. And again, with it coming with the quad rail already, it is a fantastic bit of kit. So again, the stock itself, just a standard 6 positions crane stock. You could simply whip that off and put anything you want on there. If you want a CTR, the EPS, PTS, or anything like that, will go on there. Obviously, be aware, there's a lot of people that like to shrink down their ARs. The stock tube is essential, so you can't run it without it, because obviously the bolt reciprocates back into that space. So I know a lot of people want to run like folding stocks or no stock at all to try and keep it really, really collapsed for CQB. Obviously, the stock tube has to stay where it is because of the bolt system. But again, if you wanted to put a slimline stock on there, very easy to do, to slips off, put a CTR on there, put a PTS on there, and it's going to be really, really nice. Again, the pros and cons of gas blowback compared to AEGs, you simply add BBs, add gas, and you are good to go. So maybe you've not planned to go to a game day or anything like that. Normally, if you've not charged your batteries, you've not done your admin or anything like that, it can sort of exacerbate the fact that you just can't go. With a gas blowback, it can all be packed away. You've got your gas, you've got your BBs, and you can just pick up and go. You get a last-minute chance to go. Albert Airsoft, does it come in tan? Unfortunately not. We only have black variants. There is another variant coming soon that has an M-lock style front rail instead of the Mark 18 and has a slightly different charging handle, but that will be available soon. But colour-wise, they're only available in black. So there are a lot of people joining us, so we will go over a few things. What's the rate of fire like? Rate of fire is very, very hard to sort of dictate with gas blowbacks because it will change. I could test it now and give you a number, but unfortunately, as soon as you get it and use different gas, different temperature, everything like that, it will be different. Depending how many rounds you've put through it already, it changes the temperature of the mag, slows it down, putting higher gas in it, speeds it up, etc. So giving a rough idea, you're probably going to get 10 to 12 out of a short burst, but it is going to slow down, so it's not going to be a constant. So for those that are just joining us, I'll go over a few of the little bits and bats on it. So it does have the 14mm counterclockwise thread on the front, followed by the Mark 18 style quad rail, which is very, very popular at the moment for certain style of builds. Underneath that, we do have the inner barrel on this is a 6.08. A tight bore. There's pros and cons with tight bores when it comes to gas blowback, especially if you're trying to full auto. A wide bore is easier for the BBs to feed in, it's easier for gas. There's loads of different arguments for it, but it has a 6.08mm and it is 260 in length, so you are getting a decent barrel in this. Again, it's gas blowback, so you're in this for sort of immersion, gameplay and things like that. We've not tested range on it yet, but again, putting a number to range is very, very difficult. So, full metal receiver and almost full ambidextrous controls. How many BBs are in the mag? So, that is one of the pros that I was come on to in a second. The magazine. So, normally, gas blowback magazines are anywhere from sort of 30 to 35 BBs in them. I think the TM's 35. I think the KWA might be 38. There are 50 rounds in this magazine, which is probably why it's a bit of a hefty beast. They've had to put some other bits in there so that the chamber's slightly different, and that's probably one of the reasons why the fill valve's on the back. So this is a 50 round gas blowback magazine. So again, you do have a little bit of a higher capacity compared to other gas blowbacks that are available. So normally you're looking 30 to 35. Having 50 rounds in a gas blowback is incredible. Completely unaware whether or not there are any drum mags available. I very much doubt it, because it is a very, very new platform. So the full metal receiver and the controls. So as you can see, the fine selector is moving slightly, but it will not go into semi-auto. What gas would you recommend? Kevin on YouTube. Chrono in it on ultra rare, it was totally fine. So you're getting about 300 FPS. So ultra rare, ultra air, or Vorsk's V6 V8 will be perfectly fine with this thing, and you're going to get a really nice recoil out of it, a good felt recoil, and a nice loud crack when this thing goes off. So as I was saying there, the selector does not go into safe unless this thing is charged and ready. It is just an easy way to know whether or not it is safe to handle and everything like that. It's just one of the first checks when you pick one of these up. See if it'll go into safe. If it does go into safe, you know you can rack it, take the mag out, and make sure it's clear. Magazine release on the right and a magazine release on the left. The bolt release is only on the left-hand side, so it's the only bit that's not ambidextrous. And then we do have the anti-walk pins. So after a period of time, the pins on the trigger and everything like that moving around, this completely alleviates that. And to see it on a GBB out the box is actually quite a rare thing. So as we were saying about the magazine, it is a 50-round magazine, and it is a... people that have been around for a while and seen the old GMP WOC systems, very similar to that. They are reliable, obviously being 50 rounds, and the fill valve is in the back instead of the bottom. Again, stops it getting all dirty and stuff if you are if you have a habit of being prone all the time. Standard crane style stock, 6 positions, meaning this thing's about 70 centimeters when it's fully collapsed like this, pushing out to almost 80. So again, will fit a variety of players very, very comfortably. But again, that has been everything for today. Very, very excited for people to get their hands on these. They are very, very cool. They are very, very different. And again, with it coming with the Mark 18 rail, the 50 rounds, it does set itself apart from a few other platforms that are available. But this has been the Golden Eagle AR GBB. Highly recommend getting your hands on these. They are a lot of fun, super loud. And I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with them on the field. But if that's everything for today, I hope you get out this weekend and get some gameplay in. As always, if you do, tag us in some pictures. We love seeing them and we love sharing them. But if that's everything for today, I'll catch you again on Monday at about 4 PM for our next live stream. But until then, I'll see you in a bit. Bye.